Welcome to all. In this video, we will see about gene transfer method. The process of incorporation of genetic information in the form of DNA into the cell is called gene transfer. Usually, we transfer the plasmid or vectors containing recombinant DNA into the cells. The ideal gene transfer technique will produce high success rate and it should not cause undesirable effects in the host cells and it should not harm the host cells. The gene transfer methods are categorized into chemical method, biological method and physical method. We will see the major methods one by one. In chemical method, the chemicals such as calcium chloride or rubidium chloride treated cells enables to intake the foreign DNA inside. Such kind of cells are called competent cells. In addition, lipofectamine, which can produce phospholipid bilayer like structure that can adhere to external DNA molecules and interact with plasma membrane and capable to insert the foreign DNA. In physical methods, directly the recombinant DNA which is tested for homological recombination. In physical methods, the DNA material tested for homogeneous recombinations are directly inserted into the host cell nucleus. Different methods are followed. They are particle bombardment, protoplast fusion, electroporation, silicon carbide whiskers technique, and microinjection methods. And another method is called biological method. The biological organisms such as Agrobacterium tumefaciens or Agrobacterium rhizogens can capable to transfer certain portion of DNA inside the plant cells. Such techniques are called as biological method. Now we will see these methods one by one. First, chemical method, calcium chloride mediated DNA transfer techniques. The E. coli cells are treated with calcium chloride at millimolar level concentrations and it will modify the plasma membrane of the E. coli cells, then make them to capable to adhere and bring inside the foreign DNA when we combine together the E. coli cells and recombinant DNA together. The procedure is, first we have to prepare the competent cells by incubating E. coli cells with calcium chloride and store in -20 or -80 degrees Celsius storage chamber. When we want to perform the gene transfer, we have to bring it back, keep in ice for 30 minutes to thaw to room temperature. The best method is immediately bring from -80 degrees Celsius, quickly thaw to room temperature by showing in tap water, running tap water for 15 to 30 seconds. After that, we place in ice for 5 to 10 minutes. Then the recombinant DNA is mixed with that competent cells and expose them to heat shock for short period of 30 to 45 seconds at 42 degrees Celsius. Again, keep them into ice for certain time. Now, some E. coli take the recombinant DNA inside the cell. Those cells is identified with the help of selection markers associated with the plasmid. Similar to calcium chloride, rubidium chloride also used. It can convert the E. coli cells into competent and make them to take the external DNA. Another technique is we will see about the direct gene transfer technique. First technique is electroporation. So here we have to make the cells to be electrocompetent by growing, aliquoting and storing -80 degrees Celsius. And whenever we want to perform electroporation, thaw in running tap water and keep in ice. The electroporation, also known as electropermeabilization, this will create microscopic pores in the plasma membranes that are called as electropores. And through these pores, the recombinant DNA can enter inside the cells. This technique is used to transfer the foreign genes inside animal cells and also bacteria such as Agrobacterium, and to transfer the recombinant DNA inside the protoplast of plant cell. This is a electroporation apparatus. Here there is a specific place to hold a small quad. It have two electrode surface in two walls and we have to take our competent cell and mix with recombinant DNA. When we add inside the quad, they have directly in touch with two electrodes and the electrodes are connected to positive and negative power supply, and when we switch on the power system, it will give short pulse of electric current pulse. It will efficiently make the pores and the recombinant DNA enter inside the host cell. The next method is liposome encapsulation, otherwise known as lipofection. So the liposomes have the structure of phospholipid bilayer. When liposomes mix with plasmid DNA, the plasmid DNA are adhered or encapsulated by lipofectamine molecules. Then these lipofectamine molecules are incubated along with the animal cells or mammalian cells or protoplast cells. The lipofectamine interact with phospholipid bilayers and adhere it, and the external recombinant DNA enter inside the host cell. Next technique is called microinjection. This is a direct method. with the help of a micro manipulator. It is a mechanical device for fine control of the capillary tubes used for microinjection. The recombinant DNA is taken into the microcapillary needle and the needle is fitted into the micro manipulators and directly inserted into the nucleus of the host cell. Usually this is performed under a microscope that is connected with a monitor with 5000x magnification, and this is an excellent method for targeting DNA delivery. Disadvantage of this technique is it is labor intensive and not suitable for primary cloning procedures where large number of recombinants are required. So this figure shows explanation of microinjection. So this is a micro manipulator and this is the glass capillary that can used to take the recombinant DNA, and this micro manipulator is connected to automated system or manually we can operate to inject the recombinant DNA. Next method is biologistic particle delivery system. It is also known as gene gun. This is a device which can directly bombard the small particles coated with the recombinant DNA into the nucleus of the target cells. This is referred as bioballistics or biologistic or particle bombardment system. The reason is they are propelled at very high speed by high pressure helium gas with gunpowder. The DNA is coated with microsporic tungsten or gold nanoparticles which are known as microprojectiles. This is the place where we have a small sieve over which we can keep the microprojectiles which are then accelerated on a macroprojectile by firing a gunpowder. So next part is called macroprojectile. Here we have a specific system over which we have to store helium at very high pressure up to 15,000 pounds per square inch. Then we trigger the button. They are suddenly released and they will go with very high speed. When they pass at very high speed, the microprojectile coated with recombinant DNA also move along with the high pressure at very high speed. And here we have a stop plate in which minute hole is there through which the gold particle coated with DNA is travel. The tissue culture plate carrying callus or explant are directly placed in the pathway of the travel of nanoparticle coated with recombinant DNA. When they hit the explant at very high speed, some of the recombinant DNA with nanoparticles are enter inside the nucleus and we can screen the successful cells carrying recombinant DNA by with the help of selection mark. Another method is called sonoporation. This employs the acoustic waves to increase the permeability of the plasma membrane. This is also known as cellular sonication, which use the ultrasonic frequencies for the transfer of recombinant DNA. Another method is called optical transfection. This process employs the light sources. Plasma membrane of the host cell is exposed to highly focused laser beam for a small amount of time that will expand the membrane, and through the expanded size the recombinant DNA will enter inside. This kind of pores is called photopores. Sonoporation and optical transfection are not widely in use. Imperfection. In this method, the nanomaterials are used to transfer the recombinant DNA. The example is carbon nanofibers, carbon nanotubes and nanowires are used. And this is useful for the transfection of plant and animal cells. It contains a needle-like nanostructures that are synthesized perpendicular to the surface of the substrate. The recombinant DNA is attached to the nanostructure of the surface. A chip with arrays of these needles is then pressed against the cells or tissue. The DNA can contact the nucleus of the cell. Another method is called magnetofection. Here magnet assisted transfection method uses magnetic forces to deliver recombinant DNA into the target host cells. The nucleic acids are first associated with magnetic nanoparticles and the magnetic force is applied. Through the magnetic force, the recombinant DNA enter inside the host cell. In addition, another method is called virus-mediated gene transfer. Here the gene can be packed into virus and allowed it to infect the host cell without harming it in any way. In the case of bacterial host cells, the recombinant DNA can be packed into the empty head of the specially designed bacteriophage such as lambdaphage and allow that to infect the host cell. In plants, the virus-mediated particles such as calimovirus and geminivirus are used. In animals, retrovirus infection mechanisms are widely in use. Another important biological method is agrobacterium transformation, widely used in plants. Transformation, transfection and transduction. So transformation is the process by which recombinant DNA is transferred into the E. coli cells. Transfection means process of foreign DNA uptake the host cell driven by the mechanical or chemical factors usually other than bacterium or E. coli is called transfection. The transduction or page introduction refers the page vector is used to carry and replicate foreign DNA inside the bacterial host system. Thank you.